Coming up on Mountain News this morning, students, faculty, and staff at the University of Virginia continue to mourn the loss of 3 of their own after a student took their lives. And police here in Perry County investigate a crash that sent multiple people to a hospital for their injuries.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
.34 here. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. Maybe you're enjoying a cup of coffee with us. I know Brandon's over there drinking his caffeinated water, which I think it's so funny, Brandon, that you call it caffeinated water. So, well, hey, if it works, it works.
It does.
I mean, I have my Coke Zero. You have your I don't have it with me this morning, and you have your caffeinated water.
That's right.
You know, if it gets you pumping and going.
Get you going, you got to have it. Yeah. There you go. All right, so whatever you're using to get you up this morning, you're going to need it because it is raining out there, and that's always going to make us all a little bit more tired. Let's see what we have going on live pinpoint Doppler radar right now. And some heavy pockets of rain, especially north of Jackson there, between the I-64 Mountain Parkway corridors over into southwest Virginia and back out toward I-75, going through parts of, let's see, that's Estill, Powell, and Jackson counties, Lee and Owsley County this morning. So a lot of action heading up that way. Rockcastle kind of getting a little bit too. Jenkins, US 119, US 23 over there going up Jenkins Pound Mountain. A little bit wet this morning, but no terrible issues out there. But they are seeing cooler temperatures. 32 Clintwood, 34 Hazard, Manchester, 34 Moorhead and Ashland this morning, and 35 in Jackson. Prestonsburg, congratulations. You made it above the threshold there, and everybody else is above that threshold as well. The closer you get to 36 or above, the better off you are when it comes to wintry mix. So some folks like Prestonsburg, almost 10 degrees warmer than it was this time yesterday. Pikeville, Richmond the same. London, but 14 degrees warmer in Harlan and Jonesville this morning. 13 in Logan, 10 in Middlesboro, and 11 in Somerset. Your breakfast forecast, as you get your breakfast weather wheats out there, we're going to see temperatures kind of in the mid to upper 30s. It's kind of a swing this morning there, but again, it all depends on where you are, but temperatures are actually going in the right direction as you head out the door this morning. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, charges could be upgraded today for the suspected shooter who killed 3 students and injured 2 others at the University of Virginia. Right now, he faces 3 counts of second-degree murder, among other charges. CBS's Elise Preston has the latest on the investigation as the campus and community are in mourning.
Hundreds of University of Virginia students and campus community members stood shoulder to shoulder Monday night, honoring the lives of 3 students killed allegedly by a fellow student. Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry, all members of the Cavalier football team, were gunned down Sunday after returning from a field trip to Washington, D.C.
They had been for the day enjoying a school activity, having a meal together, and coming back to our grounds, and someone amongst them chose to do an act of violence.
Police say the suspected shooter, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr., opened fire on a charter bus.
It just kept coming more and more gunshots. The shooter just kind of walked or skipped off the bus.
The shooting set off widespread panic. As police were on the hunt for Jones, students sheltered in place for nearly 12 hours. Officers finally arresting the suspect in a Richmond suburb 80 miles from campus. The suspect's father briefly spoke to news cameras near the time of the arrest.
He said some people was picking on him or whatever. He didn't know how to handle it. I just told him, just go to school. Don't pay him no mind.
But police are still investigating a motive. Classes at UVA have been canceled for a second straight day. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Police say the university's threat assessment team had received a report that Jones had a gun, but a weapon had not been found. Investigators also say he was involved in a criminal incident involving a concealed weapon violation outside Charlottesville in February of 2021. Middlesboro schools have brought in extra counseling help after a house fire that killed 10-year-old Mark Somlink. The death was a shock to everyone in the community, and students along with administrators are mourning his death. He was a 5th grader at Middlesboro Middle School. Superintendent Waylon Allen says they have brought in all the help they could to help people and their students and staff deal with their emotions.
We have counselors at the school, we have social workers, we have different help from different places in town.
The fire also left 5 others with non-life-threatening injuries. A cause for that fire has not yet been determined. And at least 1 person is dead after a crash over in Pulaski County. Kentucky State Police say the crash involved a semi-truck and a small car on Kentucky Highway 635 traveling towards Casey County. The names of those involved have not been released, and we are expecting more information from Kentucky State Police later on. We'll, of course, keep you updated. On Monday, there was a crash involving 2 cars on Highway 15 in front of the Double Quick gas station here in Hazard. Officials with the Hazard Police Department say a black Chevy Sonic was merging onto the bypass when a white Jeep Wrangler was turning left from the Double Quick. The 2 cars crashed into one another, causing a passenger from the white Jeep and the driver from the black Chevy Sonic to be taken to Hazard ARH for non-life-threatening injuries.
There was a couple injuries. 2 people got transported. It's still currently under investigation. I've got the information for the report, and I'm supposed to be getting footage of the wreck a little bit later on today through my email and speaking with a couple witnesses.
Well, the cause of the crash is still being investigated by the Hazard Police Department. Patrolman Davis urges everyone to obey all traffic signals and to pay attention. A Southern Kentucky community is mourning the loss of a popular high school coach. Robbie Lucas died Sunday. He had coached Somerset High School's football team. As our Phil Pendleton tells us, Lucas is being remembered as someone who always lifted others up first.
Growing up in Lincoln County, playing his high school ball there, then finding tremendous success at Somerset High School as football coach and winning a state title. Several communities are now feeling a big loss.
It's a tough day. It's always sad when you lose someone that was so influential to so many people.
Estes coach Lucas is a high school player, but the 2 remain close friends over the years.
He coached hard, he learned, he listened. He met coaches from all over the state that he would listen to, and he's just left a lasting impact on so many kids.
Lucas' 2019 team won the state title. Some of his players got the attention of UK and coach Mark Stoops.
Send my condolences to the Somerset community. Coach Robbie Lucas, 2 of our players, with Jace and Kaya was very close to Coach Lucas and his family. So, what a great man, and my condolences there.
Robbie Lucas had a big impact on a lot of people in several different communities. Somerset School Superintendent Kyle Lively says he always put others before him. It was never about him. He always wanted all of his accomplishments there at Somerset High School to be about the kids. Lively said Lucas was an outstanding football coach, an excellent teacher, and even better person. Lucas was just 51, and many did not even know that he was fighting a serious illness.
He said, "Coach, I don't want this to be about me." He said, "I want this year to be about the kids," and he's very quiet. He didn't want a lot of people to know, his inner circle knew.
Friends say even as that illness was taking its toll, Lucas said the thing that he hated the most was that it kept him from those he loved. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Funeral arrangements for Robbie Lucas are still being worked out.
.642 here on this Tuesday morning. The rain has been moving in throughout the night. A little bit of a mix to our north and to our south, but so far it looks like an all cold rain here across our part of the region. And it's pretty heavy at some points there this morning, especially where you see those brighter colors there, those oranges and those yellows and those darker greens as well. That's some heavier pockets of rain. Temperatures, even though they're kind of cool in spots there, like right around freezing in Clintwood, and then into the low to mid 30s there between Jackson and Hazard, Manchester, Moorhead, Ashland. And that's it. Everybody else is kind of above that range now. We're seeing, again, just a cold rain out there for the most part this morning. So we had potential there for a little bit of mix through about 8 o'clock this morning. I think that's out of the way at this point. Temperatures will only gradually increase into the low to mid 40s as we head deeper into the afternoon, keeping us all a cold rain. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. 6:43, still to come here on Mountain News this morning. There's a bit of good news in the fight against lung cancer, but more work still needs to be done. That's on the way next.